Now, I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to bottle the title, but there's 10 games left, and we are currently bottling the title. I left things, we were 9 points clear. I'm back today. Gibolo are level with us. Vissel Kobe are breathing down our necks, and we take on the latter of those two teams today. It's not even been that many matches since last episode, but there has been a complete capitulation, and, well, I'm going to point to one man who has been missing for the entire duration of this period, and that is Taba. Yeah, the Japan under-23s are involved, I assume, in some kind of Asian Cup, Asian Games competition. Indeed, they are. As a result of that, this man has been missing. Since he's gone missing, well, the results have gone missing too. And another man who's away with the under-23s is Yamazaki. Yeah, I didn't quite perhaps realise how much of a struggle not having two of our better young players was going to be. But as you've already seen from the league table, it's going wrong. And today, well, we have Vissel Kobe at home. And then 2 weeks later, we have Frontale away from home. A team predicted to finish second, currently in ninth, looking to turn around their season towards the end of things after, well, let's be honest, a pretty tragic month of their own. Yeah, both teams are going to be desperate to win that one. Today, by the way, is episode number 57 of Tokyo Rising. Let's run the intro and get straight into things, shall we? I hope you lovely lot are doing absolutely amazing. Happy Thursday and welcome back. We are here to take on, as I've already said, Vissel Kobe. Matches since last episode have not been good. Of course, last episode, let's be frank, the game that we ended the episode with against Gibolo was a frustrating one. It made it 4 draws in 5 games. I thought, you know what, we can't keep drawing like this. It's got to get better, surely. Spoilers. It really hasn't. Against Albrecht, who, of course, we were promoted with last year, we could only muster up a 2-2 draw. We were 2 goals up in this game. We blew that lead. Look at the stats. Yeah, look at the stats. Pain. And well, if a draw was painful, this was absolute agony. Taking on a team that, let's be honest, we should be beating. Vortis down at the bottom. They took the lead right before halftime. Nemo then scored from the penalty spot down the middle. 1-1 heading into the last 5 minutes. A highlight started playing. I thought we were going to be the team to score. Spoilers. We weren't. Yeah, that's right. We lost 2-1. It went to a VAR check. There was a crumb of comfort, of hope. For a moment, it might be ruled out, but it wasn't. Elsewhere in this game, by the way, 2 penalties missed, 1 for either team. And, I mean, statistically, we probably were the better team. Their goalkeeper, Kawano, got man of the match. Yeah, it was one of those. Now, we were only here last episode 2 weeks ago. Only 2 games played in that time as well, but I felt like these 2 games today could be rather pivotal because as we've started to slip up, Gibolo, who of course got that draw against us, have started to get some big wins. They beat Ehime, who are towards the top 4-2. They beat Urawa Reds as well, 5-1. And the other team that we're taking on today in Vissel Kobe have, well, started to get a couple of wins here and there. Truthfully, they have fallen off almost at a rate as bad as ourselves, and yet they are still not a million miles away. Perhaps worth noting, we do have a game in hand on these teams behind us. Of course, that advantage could be eradicated today rather quickly. You can see here as well, Taba and Yamazaki not expected to be back till the 22nd of September. So, yeah, we might not have them for the next 4 games, which, based on recent turns of events, that's not good. Now, one thing I've not talked about much this year, although I feel like for obvious reasons, is just the board confidence and stuff. But given the fact that there's not a whole lot else going on heading into today's game, here's a little look at how, well, things are looking. The board have given us an A+. They're loving everything except the fact we are no longer playing direct football. We're trying to play some nice, sexy football. They're very disappointed about that, but that isn't affecting them too much. Elsewhere, we've hit all our competition objectives. Of course, the aim for J1 this year was to attempt to avoid relegation. Safe to say we will be doing that, and as for the supporters, they are equally very, very happy. In terms of board requests, I have continued to spam them at various points throughout this year. The youth recruitment still has not been improved. I will ask for that to be improved in due course. They did increase our transfer budget a little bit, albeit after the transfer window was closed. I feel like that's quite a football manager thing, isn't it? Where you get itchy fingers, you just want to make board requests, even if the transfer window's closed, just because it's fun. Yeah, I did it and got some more transfer budget. Our overall balance, by the way, sits at £3 million. That's rather good. Obviously, still comfortably under our wage budget. Loads of transfer budget left as well. But of course, with the current wage structure at the club, we are massively over overperforming. Just to recap, if we go to the season preview here and look at ourselves, our salary per annum sits at £3 million. Vissel Kobe, who we take on in the first game today, their salary per year is £48 million. Yeah, it really is. Well, it's the haves versus the have-nots. Their key man, by the way, is Strand Larsen. He's on £56,000. Our entire team is on £57,000. It is silly. So it does go without saying that today things are going to be rather tough. 2 key players missing in our starting 11 in Yamazaki and also Taba, but we're going to try and make things work without them. Lucas Ferreira is the man who comes in to play in that roaming playmaker role in the central midfield. He needs to be the hive of creativity. And in terms of the striking area, Sasaki is the man coming in with a plan to start the game. A man who's been, well, marred by injuries, it has to be said, this year. Good news is, and I don't want to jinx this, he's not got injured in 2.5 months. So hopefully he's going to be able to stay fit. He probably wouldn't have started this game, but Takagi, who of course has been a mainstay of our team, he's now out for 8 days to 3 weeks. That's another player missing for a load of first team football. He's got 6 goals in 20, which, don't get me wrong, it's not that impressive. But still, he probably would have been in the starting 11. So missing 2 of our best strikers, missing our main creative midfielder, it's not an ideal situation to head into the toughest game of the year. But you know what? How often is Football Manager just not ideal? Most of the time, I feel like. I feel like Football Manager is a game that tests you and puts you in situations where you don't feel that comfortable. Against Vissel Kobe here, we are going to have to be at our absolute very best. It is the last game of the month. It's a rare game where we're on TV. You know what? Mr. Assistant, you can do these from now on. Yamamoto, enjoy doing these forever. I don't like the tunnel interviews. I don't get them very often. We're not often on TV. Finally, though, the broadcasters have recognised the greatness of Tokyo 23. Albeit they've now decided to do it after we've lost our first game in about 20 league matches. Of course, we had also lost in cup competitions already, but it would be really, really nice, having had a defeat, to bounce back with a win here. Okay, let's get ready to rumble. Let's see what we can do here. There is a highlight early on. We are knocking the ball around nicely here. Delacorte, Nakamura, Sasaki, brought into the team, as I already mentioned, gives it to Nemo in behind. He scored a penalty last game. That was a great opportunity early on. Sadly, the keeper denies him. We will still have, well, a chance at a corner as the ball is whipped in, but that is going to be headed away. Early doors, though, I guess it's good to get a highlight early on. That's what I'm going to tell myself here. Vissel Kobe on the back foot, want to try and take the game to them. I have noticed, I don't think Strand Larsen is playing for them in this game, but I think they've got Bergwijn playing for them. Is that Steven Bergwijn? He's gone to Saudi Arabia in real life. In this universe here, he likes Japan. Who would have thought? It must be the food they have in Japan. Japanese food is elite here. Anyway, we've got the ball here. Juf, feed me a goal. That would be the elite tier food that I need right here. That's nice build-up play. Lucas Ferreira, options to his right. Kamiyama, the right midfielder, breaks the ankles of the left-back, cuts inside. It would have been a very fun goal if it had gone in. Free kick at the edge of the box. Kamiyama whips it in. It's back post. Juf misses a header. And now Nakai, he's wandering and he's trying to get the ball forward. Bergwijn, outright midfielder, gives it to Machida, but he is dispossessed nicely, and now the ball is back with Nakano. Of course, the goalkeeper had praised him so highly early on in this year. The clean sheets have vanished as of late, but you know what? Clean sheets can vanish if he can provide assists. We've hit the woodwork there. How has it not gone in? We have been all over them in this match. And yet the ball there ricochets off the post and away to safety. They've not had, well, I was going to say they've not had a shot yet. They've had one shot for less than 0 XG. And now Sasaki's given away a penalty. Is this how our season meltdown begins? I say it like the last month hasn't been a meltdown. It's weird, right? I mean, the penalty's been awarded. I say this end of season's been a meltdown. Maybe it's just been a bit of a reality check. Like, our squad is not good enough. We've been overperforming all year. For a moment, I thought Nakano was going to deny him. He hasn't. Steven Bergwijn is the man who has scored. And if you're wondering, is he actually any good? I'll be honest. I thought he was going to be a lot better, but he's on a lot of money. So my point maintains, and I know who he is. He's a good footballer. He's a bit of a baller. He's balled against us there. Right, I'm going to shout some encouragement to the players here. 23 minutes played. It's not too late to turn it around from the penalty spot as well. That has massively inflated their XG, and our XG is still double theirs. Sadly, though, we're not seeing any highlights. Both our centre-backs are now on bookings. We do, though, have a corner here. It's headed away, but it's back into a dangerous area. Back post. I mean, just really has to hit the target there with that header. Vissel Kobe back in possession. Nemo wins the ball back there and then questionably just lumps it forward. We try and get, well, a bit of relief for our defence, I suppose. We're now able to press out and try and force the ball long. That's exactly what happens. And Delacorte wins the ball nicely. Sasaki, who gave away the penalty, pressing forward. He's got a bit of a point to prove now, I feel like. Nemo, Sasaki, Kamiyama, lovely build-up play. Falls back to Nemo, Nakamura, Ferreira. We knock the ball around at the edge of the box and I'm anticipating a shot, an effort, and it just doesn't materialise, but maybe it can here. The ball is dinked behind. It's a fantastic ball. Nemo scores it. I mean, VAR is checking this for offside. If it is onside, it's one of the best assists you will see in a Football Manager match engine, and I'll tell you what, the goal is going to count. Drink in this pass by Lucas Ferreira. Little left-footed clip in behind. Nemo with a great touch, actually, to open up the angle and just squeezes it in at the near post. Okay, well, that goal maybe makes my team talk a little easier at half-time. I'll tell you what, another goal would make it even more easy. Kamiyama whips in, Manga's under it. It's cleared away, but Ferreira, who got the assist, has the ball. We've hit the crossbar again. We've hit the crossbar. I mean, the ball's still in a dangerous area. And it's headed away. How have we not scored more? Kamiyama with the wand of a right foot to put it on a plate, maybe. Manga's under it, falls to Ferreira. We've seen this highlight before, except we haven't. It's not a shot against the crossbar yet. And instead, it is a sensational finish by Kamiyama. He has squeezed that in at the far post. I'll be honest, that was one of those highlights where, having just hit the woodwork, I thought it was going to be a pointless follow-up corner, so I was getting ready to not commentate it. I'm really glad I did it. In Kamiyama, we trust. Keeper caught blindsided by the defenders between him and the ball, and, well, the ball nestles in the back of the net. There was questions of an offside here. I mean, he's literally behind the ball. He can't be offside there. It's a great goal. We do have another corner here right before the break. Manga... That was close. That was close. The last touch of the half. It's 2-1. We have been all over them. I'm just going to tell the players I'm really happy. They got a goal from a penalty. If I was going to have a concern here, it's the fact that Juve and Manga, both our centre-backs, are on bookings. Sakaguchi, I could bring on at centre-back. Would that be a gamble to bring in the 20-year-old? Maybe. But I think it's a change I am going to choose to make here. I'm going to keep Manga on as he is the more experienced of the two booked centre-backs. Besides that, Tachibana has not been great in this game. I've got Murata on the bench that I could bring on at right-back if I so wish. Or I could bring in Sakaki at right-back as well. You know what, Sakaki, I'm going to bring you on. Once upon a time, this guy was our go-to backup defensive midfielder. This year, he's been in a bit more of a utility role. Perhaps not used him at right-back as much as I should have done. Nakamura, who's come into the team to play at that defensive midfielder spot, has been really, really consistent. He has to hold down, I feel like, his position in the team, in spite of the fact he's not got the best rating. Mostly because, I'll be honest, defensive midfielders just don't get good ratings. I was just thinking if I wanted to change anything tactically at the break, but truthfully, we were so good in that half that I don't want to change things for the sake of it. They've made a change of their own at the break, by the way. There is now a kickoff highlight. Nemo's in behind. I mean, that's a 15-second goal, and it's a ridiculous goal. What a way to start the second half. That's why I didn't change anything tactically. The build-up play here was really, really nice. Delacorte, Ferreira, Sasaki, Nemo, Honda. I mean, it's just scintillating, isn't it, the passing? Nice little give and go, and the finish, delightful. We've been on the rocks lately, and whenever I seem to go away and not record matches in a video, we play badly. Whenever I come back into a live commentary, the players up their level. This is a team currently third in the league. This is a massive, massive win for us to pull further clear of them. I'd love to try and cement ourselves continental football. We might have a chance to make it even more emphatic. The ball has hit the woodwork. Is that the third time we've hit the post there? I think it is. They get it away from danger. We've got an XG of 4. We've only scored 3. We've absolutely demolished them here. I feel like at this point I am just going to take off... Not the man I've just taken off, Sakaguchi. The man, I'm going to take off his Manga for Murata. Murata, not the best in the air. I could play Sakaki at centre-back instead. I think he's slightly better in the air. We are going to give up our aerial advantage at the back, but to be honest, at this point, it's mostly about getting in fresh legs. You know what? Hirao as well, the 17-year-old we picked up in the summer as a new backup fullback. I'm going to bring in him too. Why a word so hard to say? It's a fresh back four. The attackers have done the job. And I would never, ever normally do this. But in a game where we're playing as well as this, why not change the entire defence? Why not have some fun with it? We've hit the woodwork again there, by the way. It should be 7. And now we have a corner. Hirao, left foot in. The subs link up. I look like a genius. It's 4. Not sure, by the way, why I've held my hand up to the camera there. You know, in case you guys don't know how many 4 is, it's this many fingers. It's been scintillating in this game. Sakaguchi with the goal. Hirao, the 17-year-old left-back, with his first assist as well. Still yet to start a game for us. I'm sure his time will come. And well, as for this game, I'm sure Vissel Kobe are hoping full time will come in this game here. 4 minutes of added time are going to fly by. When they scored from the penalty spot against run of play, I did maybe panic a little bit, but look at that. We held our nerve. We've played superbly there. We've absolutely demolished them. Gonna praise the players a ton. Nemo in front of goal did what we need him to do. Elsewhere, Jubilo. Did they draw? Did they draw? Am I blind? Where are they? They drew 2-2 against Matsumoto Yamaga. The team down in, well, they were in 14th, have done us a massive solid there. We're now 2 points clear with a game in hand. 9 games left. I feel like I'm going to be counting down those games remaining. Nemo, 2 goals to his name, had a really, really good game at striker. This man is continuing to develop as well. I'm a little bit scared we might lose him at some point. The good news is he's only got a relegation release clause, no other kind. I have a sneaking suspicion we're probably not going to get relegated. In fact, you can see here we've just paid a bonus to Delacorte for not being relegated. So mathematically, we are safe in J1. Of course, at this moment in time, that is the least of my worries. Frontale up next, away from home, we've got a match at the Kawasaki Stadium. We are going to do this game as well with the away day, so prepare for an away day. Get your walking boots on or something, or whatever it is you do for an away day. Popcorn ready, walking boots on, coat on. I'll see you in a moment. We'll be on Google Maps. We're going on an adventure. This stadium looks cool. I'm excited. Okay, folks, buckle up. It's time for an away day, and this one's local. I was a little bit annoyed, to be fair, when Tokyo FC were relegated from J1 the year we got promoted. Today's game might be the closest we get to a local derby because we are heading here, literally just south to Kawasaki and to their stadium, which, I'm going to be honest, from the aerial view, looks absolutely bizarre. I mean, it's got a blue running track. It's very blue. The team play in blue, so maybe they get bonus points for that. At least they're colour coordinated. Now, in terms of parking, there is a car park here that is, I don't want to say it's pitiful, but for the size of the stadium, it doesn't look adequate. There's some concrete here. I don't think it's a car park. Around the ground, though, there is a little bit going on. Tennis courts, baseball, the holy trinity of Japanese sports grounds. You've got the baseball, you've got the tennis courts, you've got the football. In fact, there's a few other fields. There's a pond, lake here. This probably counts as a lake, right? There's the Kawasaki City Museum as well. I'll tell you what, there's loads to do on this away day. And then there's the soccer field 1 and 2, which we're not going to be playing at those, I hope. I'm a little bit concerned there's not a load of roads around the stadium. Turns out I don't need to worry. But there's loads of street view options. Take me outside what I assume is the main stand. And here is the stadium. That does not look like a football stadium, does it? It looks like a weird office building or something. It almost looks like a cruise liner that's just been stuck in the ground. I mean, it's unique if nothing else, and I can confirm, definitely is the football pitch. I can see grass. Sorry, I've been distracted. There is the Todoroki fishing corner. Can I go look at the fishing corner, please? Here is the fishing corner. They've got vending machines with Coke in. I found my place. And the other side of that fence, which is barbed wired, by the way, there's fishing. I tell you what, they're an exclusive bunch, the fishermen of Japan. Anyway, just circling back to this stadium, I assume there's some kind of underground car parking below the stadium, just by all these big entrances into the ground. Through here, we can see a bit more of the stadium. And yeah, there is this one ground here, and then the 3 other stands are just kind of linked all together. I mean, it looks massive from the outside. The question is, how is it looking on the inside? Someone did a lap of the running track, and here is the running track in all its glory. I feel like this is an old picture of the stadium, and this stand has been completely knocked down, because this looked way bigger in the thing we've just seen. I mean, this doesn't look cool. The seat art as well. Does someone want to let them know that they missed some sections out when they were writing Kawasaki out? The spacing is annoying me. I'm 99.9% sure, based on all evidence being presented, that footage is out of date. I'm now trying to find a better spot of the stadium. Instead, I've ended up in the fishing zone again. The people of Kawasaki love their fishing, and I respect them for that, but I just want to look inside the football stadium, and they won't let me do it. Here is the ground. Here is the pitch. I mean, restricted viewing, isn't it? If the ball goes up in the air, you're not seeing a lot. I'm a little bit concerned that that dot I've used there on the centre circle might be the only good dot on the pitch. There is one more option here. Ah, okay. Yeah, they definitely did upgrade that stadium, didn't they? This is the new stadium. This looks absolutely insane. I mean, this looks like it was more of an athletics day than a football-y day. That new stand is crazy. All I'm going to say is compared to this stand that they had before, they upgraded it quite significantly in 6 years. Sadly, I've exhausted all options in the stadium, so before I go to Google Earth, I'm just going to go look at the car park and try and cheer myself up. I say that. It's not even a good... This is a sad car park, isn't it? It's not even a good car park. I'm annoyed because it's one of those away days that on the face of it looks like it should be absolutely amazing, and yet they've managed somehow to let us down. Where was the football pitch? It's around here somewhere. Here it is. 3D it. Oh, there you go. This is what I was here for. This stadium looks really cool. I was just so annoyed there wasn't enough footage of the inside. This new stand they've built is absolutely outrageous, isn't it? I mean, it's huge. The stadium itself is quite unique as well. Like, the running track annoys me, but at least it's blue and it matches the team's colours. I mean, I really, really like it. You can go fishing as well, you know, after your away day. You can go to the baseball, do all these other sports. But I wanted to see and experience the away day, and I feel like I've not really done that with the footage that was on offer. It does make me sad. It's a very aesthetically pleasing stadium, isn't it? Does anyone else feel happy looking at it? What is getting over me? Once upon a time, running tracks are the enemy of the away day, and here I am softening up, coming around to the idea that if it matches the team colours, it might actually be okay. The Kawasaki Stadium looks really, really cool. Unique ground. For aesthetics alone, I want to give it a good score. There was a bit going on around it. It just needed more footage. I'm going to give it 5.5 out of 10, but to be honest, with more footage, it could have been a 7 or 8. Anyway, saying all of that, now the important action today. We have a game of Football Manager to play, folks. So I did weigh up the possibility of organising a midweek friendly just to keep fitness high, but I decided not to, just to keep players' overall match load on the lower side. Worth noting today, Sakaguchi is in the team. That is because Ibrahima Diouf is suspended. Yes, the 18-year-old Senegalese centre-back who's been a mainstay of the team, vacating his spot. To be fair, Sakaguchi did get a goal from that header last match, so maybe he can come good in the penalty area. In terms of the rest of the team, it is unchanged from that last game because Taba's still away, Yamasaki's still away, and Takagi, he failed a fitness test. Okay, folks, game number 2 today. We were on a stinky run before this video. Now we have 1 win. I'm going to hope we can make it 2 wins in 2 and really turn things around. This is going to be a tricky game, though, on the road. Frontale, a team predicted to be much higher in the league than they currently are. The league table is very, very close, it has to be said. They're only 15 points behind us down in 8th, which with only 7 games left is still pretty close by all accounts. It's certainly not an unsurmountable lead where if we really choked things, we could tumble down the league. I'm going to hope that doesn't happen and that we can continue in the vein of form we ended last game, as Lucas Ferreira was a bit of a surprise package last match. Nearly opened up the goal scoring early. We have no cup competitions to worry about. I feel like the end of the season is rapidly approaching and I've not really taken a moment to appreciate the fact there's only 8 games left of the season after this. So each game matters. Each win gets us closer and closer to securing a title. Of course, the slip-ups of the teams around us, including last game with Jubilo drawing, moves that, well, the task at hand a little more into the doable range, I suppose. And yet, we have to defend better than that. What is that? Everton Moraes scores, the Brazilian forward. I assume he's Brazilian because his name's Everton, and it's definitely not a Japanese name. They're playing a 4-4-2, which of course kind of matches our shape, and they absolutely split us apart there with a pass. Manga, on a booking again in this game. He was on one last game. Caught out position, that's not good. Okay, there is a kickoff highlight, just as I think, it's not a good start. Maybe it's still time for us to make sure a bad start could be good. If we get a goal back, I'll be happy. If we concede another, meltdown mode initiated. Valles at the back for them. Nakajima, oh my word. That might be the highlight. That nearly went across the line. Like 10 years ago in Football Manager, goals like that happened once a year, and Football Manager's got way better at it. For a moment, I thought an insane own goal was going to be scored. Looking at the stats in this game, we are struggling to have possession, and they're having a lot of shots. This is not a position we found ourselves in all that often this year. And with 2 minutes left of the break, it's one of the quickest first halves ever. They got a goal and nothing else happened. I'm going to tell the players I'm not happy. I guess this is the kind of game where we're really going to miss players like Taba and Takagi the most. Not going to make changes just yet. Going to give the players on the pitch a chance to turn around our fortunes. Going to get shouty at the players as well. The shots for us are slowly building up, but we're yet to have really a meaningful replay. It has to be said, although maybe that can change here. Nemo, Sasaki, I think that's going to count. The linesman's not raised his flag. That's why I didn't make changes, and well, we've got a goal immediately. Sasaki's goal scoring this year has not exactly been great. On this occasion, though, gifted a relatively easy opportunity. The ball was won really nicely there by Ferreira. Nemo, lovely touch, took it away from goal, pulled the centre-back with him, left space in behind, and Sasaki was there just to pop it away. You can see here, this touch by Nemo just pulls his man across. It creates this space here for the ball to get through, and the keeper got a hand to it. It wasn't enough. Just over 10 minutes into this second half and already a second highlight. Could it be a second goal of the half as well? I would love this game to open up a little bit. I feel like that suits us in many ways with the attacking talent we have. Speaking of which, I am weighing up the possibility of making subs, and I probably would have made some subs if we hadn't been rudely interrupted by this. Instead of our attack, though, maybe we need to worry about our defence as we find ourselves on the back foot. On this occasion, though, we get the ball back nicely. Nakamura, though, won the ball great, then gave away the ball with an awful pass. And now Weatherton, he has one goal. He hits the woodwork. We get it away. Honda tries to get it away. I mean, they're the team now hitting the woodwork here and putting us under the cosh. Pause the game. Make changes, Jack. Manga's on a booking. I really just don't feel like I can risk him, so I'm going to have to bring in Sakaki. That does mean we're a little susceptible and vulnerable in the air at the back. Elsewhere, Hashizume, Onyukuma at right, attacking mid. Honda's not been good today either. I'm going to move Sasaki out wide. And you know what? Kibe, we signed him last episode. Still hasn't scored a goal for us yet. This is going to be his 4th cameo on off the bench. Maybe it's 4th time lucky. Because, of course, 4th time lucky is the expression, and not 3rd time. And if he doesn't score today, it'll then be 5th time lucky. Okay, I shouted some encouragement at the players. There's green, happy, smiley faces, but I need those smiley faces to convert into some green, happy, average ratings and some goals to come our way. There is less than 15 minutes left here. Nothing is happening. 5 minutes left. I mean, we've not really been in a position like this where I need to chase the game more, but suddenly we find ourselves in it. Can ask the players to look to pass it into space more, be a bit more direct with their play, and as soon as I make those changes, there's a highlight happening. I'm either going to look like a genius for tinkering or look like a moron for tinkering if a goal is scored here. We give the ball away, and now it's Brenner for them to Takase, Kobayashi. Nice win it at the back there, but we give the ball away, and now Connelly has an effort. Nakano to the rescue again. Our goalkeeper, I mentioned the fact he's not been getting clean sheets lately. I'll tell you what he has been doing. He's still been coming up with big saves like that one there. There is 3 minutes left. A corner to try and deal with. Draws, maybe not disastrous. Defeats would be. That is an annoying goal to concede. It's a corner. We conceded a corner last episode in a 2-2 draw. And today, it might be worse than a 2-2 draw. It could be a 2-1 defeat. Oh, that's a sucker punch. I'll be honest, I want to look at the stats and say we've got unlucky again. This is one of the first times all year where I look at it and go, yeah, actually, we just weren't good enough. A defeat is disastrous. Elsewhere, did results go in our way? Vissel could only draw. They've now dropped down to 6th, which is crazy. Nagoya Grampus are continuing their rise, although they could only draw 0-0. And Jubilo, did Jubilo play? Jubilo? I think they'd already played early and I hadn't realised. They've played a game more than us. They're still 2 points behind. Grampus might be our next big threat. The team who beat us in the playoff final 2 years ago are up in 3rd. It's not just us having a miracle season, which is kind of mad. I mean, good news, Sasaki ended his goal drought. That's where the good news ends. And also Grampus, I mentioned they're chasing us, unbeaten in 10 now. Now looking at our run of games to end the year, we've got Zelvia who are in 7th, Gamba in 14th. We've then got Cerezo Osaka in 11th, Vivaren in 15th, Senfrecce Hiroshima, Antlers, Belmare, and then Ahime who are in 4th to end the year. That game at the end of the year is probably our toughest game. When you look at the other upcoming games, we should be doing okay in them. When you look at our recent form, how can you not be a little bit worried? I'm not sure what games I'm going to come back for next time. Some of it is just going to be down to how our upcoming form plays out. We're in a weird spot where I feel like we massively overperformed at the start of the year. I now wonder if this level of performance we're seeing is kind of just a more realistic reflection of the level that we're at. I mean, it's still going to feel like a bottling and a choking, given the fact we were like 9 points clear at one point. And we still have a nice little cushion. But I can't help but look at this recent form and let it creep a little bit of doubt into my head. Anyway, folks, next time out, we will be back with another episode to end the week. It might be the end of the season one. We might have a few more yet. You'll have to just come back tomorrow to find out. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying the series. Leave a like if you enjoyed, especially if you got to the end of the video. And I'll see you tomorrow for more. I'm out.